Hello, and welcome to That's What I'm Trying to Tell You, the podcast where women from different generations sit down to share their unique perspectives on life, current events, and everything in between. So join us as we navigate through topics with laughter, a little wisdom, and a whole lot of authenticity. The fashion trends, I think every single person likes or dislikes, right? But for us three, we unanimously agree that it's the French tuck. And Kat just pulled up a video on TikTok of this fairly younger man tucking his fucking shirt in. The French tuck, for people who are not familiar, is when you tuck the front, just the front part of your shirt into your pants and let the tail hang out the back. It looks crazy. Like, what is your outfit unfinished? Is it not?
You forgot to tuck in the back?
Hey, what happened? And men are doing it. No.
Look like a bitch.
Well, I'll tell you, like, I'm looking at this one. It's funny because it's on TikTok cringe. And you know what I get is it originally probably started with some stylish woman just had on a button down, and she's like, "Oh, I'm just going to tuck in this little front for whatever reason."
Mm-hmm.
And it was done kind of spur of the moment and doesn't look intentional.
It didn't start just now.
This is
years ago.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like years ago, it probably started that way, and it looked chic.
You're right.
Because it was
on some French woman.
Right, because it was just, I think the way I usually saw it was just one half of the front tucked in. Just sort of, giving a little zhuzh to the shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Which is cool, but what happens is when people, this is going to sound terrible to me, but when people who are not versed in being stylish just start copying these trends and they don't really know how to do it, like this guy, it looks way too done.
Way too done.
And since it looks so done, it looks like he just forgot the back half of his shirt.
Ridiculous. It looks ridiculous, and it looks like those sweatpants. What are these athleisure pants that have the netting just above the ankle? You know what I mean?
The ruche. It's you call it the toddler pant. I think you said that.
Oh, you
before.
mean it has ruching up the side?
It's got a see-through piece of material.
You mean the leggings? Yeah.
Leggings,
with
leisure.
It's like
I
a
don't
sheer
understand
panel
the point in it,
on
but
the side.
to each his own. But
Google.
I have seen so many people that shouldn't have them on. And just a word to the wise, women, ladies, you either put a thong on or some black panties underneath, because I have seen all kinds of behinds in those athleisure pants, and the sun hits it, and it's like, can I please just somebody give me some dark glasses so I can see that?
Okay, so I mean, I think that we should say that none of us are a size 2.
Correct.
Right.
So we are for sure not body shaming or fat shaming anybody.
And we're not jealous.
But
none of that.
I guess what I feel like is everybody can wear what they choose as long as it's not, well, okay, I guess we're going to get into territory here. I was going to say as long as it's not tasteless or too
Look in
much.
the mirror before you leave the house.
Yeah, the fact of the matter is,
not everybody can wear every fucking thing.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm
just going to say, like, the fact that leggings have become pants.
It's crazy. It just took off.
And it's like, I'm not shaming. I'm not saying that, you shouldn't be able to wear leggings if you're going to exercise class or what have you.
Like this. They look like this. I
see. That's a design feature of having those mesh panels. I mean, I'm sort of like, well, it's a design feature.
Wasting my money on that.
But I mean, I could see
ripped jeans in the knees or in the thigh. Have you ever seen it ripped out? Big old hole in the thigh part.
Yeah, that I don't get.
Yeah. But
and I mean, I'm supposed to pretend like that's not happening? Like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like with the legging thing, my husband works at, it's not a corporation, but it's more like maybe a sort of government facility, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
And he came home the other day and he's like, when did leggings totally replace pants?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I can understand if you want to wear leggings and you wear sort of like maybe a long sweater. I mean, well, aside from the fact that I don't think leggings are appropriate in a workplace, but given that we've kind of passed that line, if you're going to wear leggings, if you wear...
Are you talking about leggings or athleisure?
No, I'm talking about actual leggings, like what people...
Spandex leggings.
Yeah, essentially tights.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to wear that, and if you wear like a shirt that covers your butt or a sweater, like, okay, I don't think It's great, but okay.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start wearing your leggings with a little crop top or something that stops at your belly button, so basically your butt and your front are just like out there.
Those are at home clothes.
Yeah, I just don't think that's work appropriate. I'm sorry, I just don't.
Well, in a lot of workplaces, it isn't.
No, yeah, and we talked about that in one of our previous episodes about the office siren trend. Like, really, people don't get that you cannot wear club attire to work or have your butt out or your boobs out.
This
like,
is a really
who wants
funny
to say
little
that?
anecdote.
Each his own. Again, we want to say that because we're not trying to
Right.
Each his own, but also that's
Right.
delusional behavior when you
but I
work
guess-
in a business
Yeah,
office.
to me,
You know,
it's not like
There's a
shaming
lot of delusional
somebody.
behavior going on right now. I'm sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt you, but really, there is.
yeah.
But it's like, okay, well, let me just say this funny little anecdote is I have a friend who works in a corporate office.
Oh, you were talking about shaming somebody.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, she works in a corporate office, and so she was chatting with somebody who works in the same building but not the same office as her.
Okay.
And this guy said, "Why do you wear clothes that are so big?" And she said, "What do you mean?"
Because I freaking want to.
And he said, "Well, I don't understand why you don't show your body off more."
What?
And she's like,
I
"Oh,
thought you said that.
excuse me,
Well, you didn't get that.
I'm at
notice
work.
about me too.
I'm at work.
Yeah.
That's why." And he goes, "Well, I just don't understand why you wear loose clothes. Why don't you wear tight fitting things?" And I'm thinking, what?
The hell kind of question? That's so inappropriate.
You're
Does he
talking-
get that?
This is what we're talking about. Just like we're seeing this stuff, like I said, like I can't believe that so many clothes are ripped or everything you look at is above your navel. You try to find a decent tank top right now or a short sleeve crew neck shirt.
Yeah, like a regular
that comes-
separate. Yeah.
Exactly. And we're supposed to okay, that's the way it is. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's crazy. And then people wonder about why they're received a certain way.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Or
Right.
why
Exactly.
it's a discussion.
Well, I heard there's somebody who works for the school district, not in contact with kids, sort of administrative in a school district. One of her coworkers was talking to me and saying, like, she wears really tight shirts that are super low cut, and she's got a bust on her, and so they are up there front and center, and a lot of cleavage too, not just covered
A
up.
little, yeah.
Then when she gets looks or somebody is talking to her, having a conversation with her, and their eyes drop,
then they're creepy.
she slaps them with a harassment suit.
Oh, that's insane.
Wow.
She goes to the supervisor and accuses them of harassment.
Fire her.
You have
I'm
to
just like, what?
And
Here I
they
go.
keep letting it happen? That's crazy. Nobody from HR has
Yeah,
told her
no.
you're
That's
inappropriate?
the problem. It's like we talked about a few episodes ago about children being led astray because the parents don't set ground rules. With HR, and I'm not trying to sound old, but you really need to keep coming down on the rules and regulations that they've set. There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
They need to revisit it, whether that means sending out a memo or checking. I mean, here, I went to an all-girls Catholic high school. You got in trouble if you didn't have, your skirt wasn't below. Everybody rolled their skirts up. Everybody knows how we Catholic schoolgirls were. I'm not Catholic, by the way, but I went there. But you did get checked. You know what I mean? And even I'll go back to elementary school. You could get in trouble for not having, that's not an appropriate thing to wear. Or, we change into our.
Well, this is the thing that's funny. You said appropriate.
Yes.
And that's the thing that really gets me, because that's what I was going to say before. It was like, we're not talking about shaming anybody or saying that a certain body type can't ever wear XYZ.
Right.
But there are certain places where something is appropriate or not. And we have completely lost that train, right? It's like as soon as you say that to somebody, like, well, maybe that's not appropriate, they come back with I'm empowering women. I can wear whatever I want. Don't tell me what I can and can't put on my body.
I'm empowering myself.
You can do that when
I
you
just-
leave work. You can look like the biggest thought you ever wanted to
Right,
look like at happy hour and beyond.
And
That's what I just don't understand.
like people don't even realize now, especially I'm sure the younger generation, but still are. Like I've always wanted to go to the Magic Castle, but it's invitation only, right?
I went there.
But I Googled, okay, let me see what they've got going on. Like, do they have a menu up, whatever? Because I will get in there one day. But they have a dress code, and that was the standard for like hundreds of years. When you went out to a restaurant, a man wears a coat, a suit coat. Woman, you have evening attire, even to go out and shop and stuff. And I think you let one trend in, and then it lets the floodgates open. Like the ombre hair, people were overdoing that. Then when I was growing up, like now that I'm an adult, before I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Like when the Limited 2, that was a teeny bopper store when I was coming up in the early 2000s, and they started selling like pink camouflage print. But now as I'm older, I'm like, wearing camouflage is for the military.
I feel the same
like
way. Yeah.
The fact that turned into such a huge fashion trend, now I find trouble with that, because I'm like, there are people out there losing their lives in camouflage and getting injured in combat. Like that's not civilian wear. But it just shows you how, like you said, Kat, one person gets a hold of it, and then you take it too far. It goes past being interesting when a couple people were doing it, and everybody starts doing it. It's like, no, this was just a little subculture, like goth or something, or emo. Then everybody started being emo.
It also involves discernment and thinking.
Yeah.
You've heard me refer to the 30-second soundbite mentality. If you really are a thinker and think about, what does this represent? No matter what it is, it can be on the slightest scale, but you got to think about, like, what does that really mean? Camouflage print.
Right.
What does that mean? What does it mean when somebody looks at me and I've got ripped jeans in my knees and a big hole in it? I don't care if you got a Birkin bag with it or some Louboutins on with those damn jeans.
Like it makes it
ridiculous.
Better. Right. Yeah.
That's just me.
Mm-hmm. What's interesting in terms of, we've lost the dress code everywhere, but I was on jury duty, and I didn't even know this until the sheriff person in charge of the jury room said this, is that you cannot wear open-toed shoes in the jury room or in front of the judge. Mm-hmm. And I thought, that's interesting. That's interesting, right?
Yeah.
In this day and age of everybody wears anything everywhere. Mm-hmm. But, people used to get dressed up to get on a plane.
Yeah.
Now I got people in front of me getting on the plane with no clothes on.
A onesie.
Yeah.
Ruching.
Yeah.
I remember we lived in Los Angeles when I was a kid, and for people who are listening from California might know the Broadway Crenshaw, the May Company Crenshaw. And I remember as a small child, my mother would say, okay, we're going to go to the shoe department today. Let's get dressed. And you wore a really nice dress. I carried gloves as a kid. I always had a pocketbook, but I remember
in the mid-60s, right?
I'm older.
Yeah.
But my mother wore a suit, and or if you were going downtown shopping, that's what you did.
Or to the theater or something.
Mm-hmm. Like I was sharing with Jay the other day, when I came home from school, you took your school clothes off, you put your play clothes on. You took your school shoes off, you put your tennis shoes or sneakers or tennis shoes, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. You polished your shoes.
Right. Well, we're not saying you got to go back to that.
No. I'm just saying.
But if you do want to, that's cool too.
What I'm talking about is having an example.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to go hard on these people. You can do what you want. You can wear ripped jeans. You can have your tits out. I don't care. However, do not expect to be given the same amount of respect as someone who shows up in a nice suit.
Yeah. Maybe a little more conservatively dressed, still stylish, but
and then you get mad about it.
Yeah. Well, they any behavioral scientist or sociologist will tell you that your appearance, that's how people see you. That's the first thing they see about you, even probably before your ethnicity, right? So if you show up dressed a certain way, looking like, for a woman, if you work at Hooters or something, or a man, you show up looking like you're a stoner, flip-flops,
that
dirty.
Book will be judged by its cover.
You'll get judged. It's not right, but like Kat has said before, there are rules in society, right? Unspoken or otherwise, and we still operate, most people do, but when you operate outside of that, don't be offended or take it personally when someone doesn't take you seriously.
Well, I'm really bothered these days, and I don't know, just because I'm getting older, but bothered by that fact that the notion that there's things that are considered appropriate and inappropriate for certain situations, and that there are certain societal rules in place. And I'm really kind of troubled by the fact that that seems to all go by the wayside, right? It's sort of like the Gen Z, thinks, well, this is performative or this is ridiculous. And they're just so schooled in that I want to do whatever I want and what feels good to me. And if you have a problem with it, that's your problem. Mm-hmm. I just think that that's the way of the downfall of civilization.
Yeah.
Just like, they'll figure that
honestly,
out.
It's a slippery slope.
It is. And as they age, that's the good thing about aging. You do gain wisdom. Mm-hmm. Let them do what let them.
But I will say this. I know when I dress well, and I say this seated here, having a little bit of a migraine right now. I'm in sweatpants and a t-shirt and what I call like a sock bride. So it doesn't have a lot of support. But I am at home recording a podcast with two lovely ladies. So I'm in a setting that doesn't require me to be dressed up. But I will say, when I do take the effort to dress up and put on some nice pants and a nice blouse and jewelry and do my makeup and my hair and look, like I run a Fortune 500 company, my mental health for the day, my attitude for the day, I will say is like at an 11. I feel powerful. I feel graceful. I feel like the best version of myself. So it does have an effect. And I don't know, maybe it's tied to self-esteem, but I won't even go there. But when you dress well, it makes you feel really, really good. And I would, anybody come on here and debate me about it and say that it doesn't matter, but I think it does.
And I bet you've never thought about doing a French tuck in your life.
Absolutely not.
All right.
Hey everyone, and thanks for tuning in to another episode. If you enjoyed what you heard, please follow, comment, and reach out on our socials. Also, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. If you resonated with anything in the episode, be it products or topics, make sure to check the show notes for additional information, or shoot us an email if you like. See you next time.